Peace be upon you and God's mercy and blessings. In this video, we will learn about the Randomized Controlled Trial, also known as the Randomized Clinical Trial, or RCT. When we look at the evidence-based medicine pyramid, we find that at the bottom of this pyramid are descriptive studies such as case reports or cross-sectional studies. These initial observations are then followed by more rigorous analytical studies, such as comprehensive cohort studies or detailed case control studies, which meticulously investigate associations. Subsequently, the most robust evidence often comes from well-designed randomized controlled trials or carefully organized clinical trials, providing definitive insights. And our topic in this video is on par in terms of its inherent strength with comprehensive systematic review studies or detailed meta-analyses, which are also commonly known as meta-analyses. Here we will specifically focus our attention on randomized controlled trials and meticulously organized trials, which prominently appear in a distinct red color on this particular pyramid diagram. These studies are considered among the strongest types of studies because participants are randomly assigned to two groups. One group receives the new treatment, while the other group receives another treatment or a placebo. They are considered among the strongest studies due to the minimal bias compared to other types of studies. One of the advantages is that patients are randomly assigned, and in some cases the treatment can be blinded. Additionally, the statistical methods or analyses used are considered straightforward. It is also possible to clearly define the study group, but a drawback is the high cost due to the long duration of treatment or the study period. Consequently, the cost increases. Also, most participants in this type of research are volunteers, which is known as volunteer bias. There are also sometimes conflicts with research ethics when conducting this type of study. To conduct this type of study, the research question is first written along with the research protocol. Then it is submitted to the Research Ethics Committee or the IRE, Ethical Research Committee. Then the participants for this research are gathered, and their consent to participate is obtained. After that, they are randomly assigned, and if possible, the treatment is concealed from them and they are followed throughout the study period until the study ends. Then, the number of cases in each group is calculated, these cases are compared with each other, and the necessary statistical analysis is performed. This image shows how the sample is distributed. The study sample is distributed randomly. And here there is the population or the sample, which is distributed randomly, or as indicated here by the symbol R, between the new treatment and the old treatment, and then they are followed up during the study period. After that, the number of cases in each group is calculated. At the beginning of this type of study, the question must be defined, the research question or the research questions. The research question is defined here using what is known as PICO, where the symbol stands for P for population or the study sample, I for intervention or the new treatment that will be used, C for control or the conventional treatment to which the new treatment will be compared, and O for outcome, the expected results in this study. So if we assume in this example that we want to know if vitamin D works to reduce the risk of periodontal diseases in the elderly, then the P here is the study sample, elderly individuals. The proposed new treatment is vitamin D. The C, or the group to be compared with, is the people who did not take vitamin D, or what we call the placebo, and the outcome is the results that we observe, and the expected outcome is periodontal disease or gum diseases. As shown in this chart, the study sample is divided into two groups, then they are followed up to determine the incidence of gum diseases in each group. Initially, after achieving or after defining the research question, patients' consent is obtained and their suitability for the study topic is assessed. And the distribution is done randomly in order to minimize bias between the two groups. There are several distinct and well-established methods for achieving randomization, such as utilizing the simple flip of a physical coin or consulting some meticulously prepared random statistical tables, perhaps even extensive number tables, or alternatively, employing certain sophisticated computer programs that are specifically designed and developed to accurately generate those numbers in a truly random fashion, ensuring unbiased results. Then the participants are divided into two groups. The new treatment group, which may receive either a completely new treatment or an existing treatment. However, this group is given the treatment in new or different dosages, or they may be given the new treatment along with the old treatment. As for the other group, they are either given a placebo, which we call a placebo, or the standard treatment. And in many cases, patients must be given at least the standard treatment. For example, if we wanted to conduct a study on cancer patients, we cannot give the new treatment to one group and leave the other group without any treatment. They must be given the standard or commonly accepted treatment during the study period. It is not acceptable to leave these patients without any treatment and only give them a placebo. The placebo helps reduce bias between the two groups, or what is known as bias. There is also the feature of blinding the treatment, where the treatment is concealed either from the participants in the study, which is known as single blind, or the treatment is concealed from both the participants and the researchers, which is known as double blind. And in some cases, the study is concealed from the participants, the researchers, and the research administrators. This is known as triple blind. The purpose of this step is to ensure the quality of the research and to reduce bias that may exist in this type of study. However, sometimes it is not possible to conceal it. For example, if a study compares giving an oral medication to performing a surgical procedure, the patients will know which type of treatment they received, and therefore blinding or concealing the treatment cannot be done. So it cannot be applied in some types of studies depending on the subject the researcher is interested in. After that, the patients are followed up during the study period, and here it is very important to have continuous follow-up so that some patients do not withdraw from the study. This is done through continuous follow-up, or perhaps by offering them a financial incentive to continue in the study, or by taking the patient's phone numbers as well as those of their families and friends, or by giving them the results as they come out in order to keep them in the study. However, if the dropout rate from the study exceeds 30%, then there begin to be some reservations about the study. After the study period ends, the number of cases, outcomes, or expected results in each group is determined and compared with each other. At this point, the incidence rate of new cases and the relative risk are calculated, which has been discussed previously. This was covered in previous videos. Thank you all.